the elephant in the room here is this enormous incongruity. Is something that doesn't fit. Inherently, I guess you would have two things going on if there's an incongruity. I'll get to that in a minute, but the point being that a joke, or not even a joke, but something that is humorous, is inherent, and there's different parts of it. One of which is that there's more than one that is incongruous. So, for example, I don't really need an example right now. It's so obvious, but that's one of the key parts of. Okay, so why is this? It's kind of funny because I'm not like comfortable here, and this is in the way, and so there's something like inherently humorous about like me setting this up like this. The pan or whatever it is. So what does this have to do with humor? Okay. And what is this presentation even about? It's about the stages of development, like early stages, because even kids they understand humor, and you can see that when you look at a child's basic. Why did I close this? Okay, so at any rate, you have to also be kind of playful to have humor, and it isn't always funny when somebody's playful. Also, it isn't always funny when something's incongruous, so you can have something that's scary. Like this, here, I don't know why I have this. Well, I do know why. It is to demonstrate what is incongruous. I guess it could also be quite scary. Great example. Not. So what's a script, though? Right. So not necessarily written. You have a script that is like this. So that's why I have this. It's sort of one of those stock charts. You can imagine while I'm doing this that this was initially a business presentation, and somebody had different departments, I guess. But a script starts out like this, like, okay, I have to do all these stupid things, and then as you learn the script, it gets more easier and you don't even have to be thinking. That was a lot of sugar. But nobody will complain. Okay, I need to get focused here. And I was going to use this again anyway, so why did I even put this sugar away? The point being, a script gets more simpler, and that's how we make sense of the world. Like, I just grabbed this as an example to show that I didn't need to do that, and that normally we do what's good, and I didn't get serious here. This is no joke. See, I'm going to click, and then there's going to be a joke. Oh, right. I was going to tell a joke, and then I was going to click. Okay, I'm going to get this whole video done in like 8 minutes, because I'm going to do 1 minute per developmental stage. At each stage, I need a big spoon. At each stage, you can see how you can have humor, and I'm also going to explain how that individual is utilizing scripts. There's multiple big spoons. This one looks good. So a person at each stage is, I need eggs, is, let's get this going. What's the joke? Just give an example. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell that joke. Okay. So this is a classic joke. You see this. You see the instructions for the for cooking, and it says beat the eggs, and everybody has done this. Everybody's made cookies when they're a child, so we all know the script, and we basically get to this point where it's like, oh yeah, beat the eggs. I okay. See, now I'm beating the egg, and it already fell on the ground, so it was like all messed up. Oh, but what's the joke? Okay. So everybody knows. So that's a script, right? Most people, not all cultures. Some cultures don't know what is an elephant, but most people know that there's no reason for an elephant to be scared. So this joke begins with the incongruity. Why is an elephant scared? Okay. Here's another incongruity. Why is the elephant scared of a computer store? Because there's mice. And you have to know the script. And here's an actually scared elephant, and there's plenty of evidence that elephants are scared sometimes. So it's incongruous though, because most of the time we all know the script. Okay, so stage one is nonverbal thinking. Is a child, and why is this funny? Well, the kid actually knows that it's being funny, and it knows that is not a bottle, that is a remote, and it does that, and then there's humor. So there's incongruity again, and it's using two scripts. The child has learned multiple scripts. I'm making almond cookies, and almond cookies use pretty much the exact same script as every other kind of cookie, except that you have to err on the side of too wet, or no, too dry, because when you use this almond flour. So I beat these together. What they call them creaming it. I creamed all that together, and now I'm going to go into the dry. So, okay, that's hilarious. That's stage one, is when kids don't even know how to talk yet. And then you have verbal thinking. Now at this stage, the child knows that is, wow, I'm like a pro weatherman. It's what am I doing? How am I going to possibly get through 4 whole stages of developmental scripts? Okay, so here's the script. The child knows that an adult's watching, and it knows that most of the time it is not a funny child, and so then it decides, no, the script is that the child sees its toy and it points at it and it says, because now we're in verbal thinking, it vaguely understands words, and it also understands humor. Well, I don't know, is that a boy or a girl? Too early to tell. And this child points at the elephant and it says, bottle. And then it gets the laughs, the lols. So here's a conceptual thinking. That's the next stage. At this point, a child understands that, you can't really tell, but it's too whatever. But it's trying to feed its toy some milk, and that's kind of funny. Whoa, I left the fridge open. Who cares? Yeah, I care. Okay. Gonna do this, gonna do that. So a concept is a collection of scripts, you could say. So there's a lot of reasons that the child knows that it is not alive. Here's something else that's dry. And what's the incongruity here? Well, there has to be some. So one is that the thing doesn't need milk. And here's I'm going to explain what a concept is. So this is the classic example of the blind people, and they all learn what is an elephant by sharing with each other all the different concepts. And so one says, oh, this must be a snake, this one must be a, I don't know, an elephant ear, because they're at the fair. And then this one, it says it must be a tree. There's its big trunk-like foot. So that is what is happening. I'm going to add some almond butter. But the concept of an elephant, at this stage, where's the humor? I don't know. I'm just explaining what is a script and how it gets sort of simplified down. Oh, but then the joke could be something like, now I need to look at more elephant jokes, but the joke could be something along the lines of, there's that's the elephant, an elephant fish. I actually know a joke. So there's something about an elephant fish. That's an elephant mixed with a fish. Swim trunks. I remembered it. Jokes are like, I mean, I'm glad I learned that script, because that one is really funny, isn't it? Okay, so then the next stage, this is the final stage I'm going to explain. Whilst, you can see I've been writing a lot when I use the word whilst. I grab the caramel from the fridge, prepare a small bowl for spreading over the top. Now you can see I'm definitely erring on the wet side. I could actually probably add even more almond flour. Now that is an excellent idea. I hope it all stays stuck together. I'm just going to add a little bit, so you can see I'm actually thinking here. Okay, mastery. That's the stage when kids know all the language and they finally understand. Oh no. They finally understand that that one word means the same thing as another or something. Or maybe one word is not really so clear, and so they say it and then everybody laughs because this guy says order in the court. And then somebody says, I'll have almond cookies. Nobody orders cookies. Do they even sell cookies anywhere? No, the joke actually goes ham on rye. Hey, that's the name. That's the name of a collection of poetry by an old drunk. Okay, so there's your mastery, and that's a big part of jokes. Is everybody's like really good at it, and so that's half the fun. Is that somebody knows exactly what they're doing, or I don't know. Anyway, you can't really be playful if you're like struggling, right? So yeah, here's some more sugar. Because if you just add the caramel, it makes kind of a mess. But if you add the sugar also, it becomes like a crystal over the top. Okay, I'm gonna get this heating up. I can't believe how short this took. Actually, this took a lot longer than it should have. If I had practiced, right? If I had done all my practice, then this would have been the best little presentation, and I would have been so proud of myself. I would have uploaded it. I would have given myself a pat on the back. I would have been just yeah, okay, but it's kind of fun talking to yourself. So that is punching down humor, or is it punching up? I don't know. There's two kinds of, actually there's more than that, but there's, at this point, I guess we're moving past the very early developmental stages, and now children understand, or anybody understands, really, about how different people do different things. No, a joke almost always punches up, because this is not funny, but maybe it is kind of funny. I don't know. I guess it isn't funny. He probably had a good reason to be hit like that. Poor guy. I know, actually, I have no sympathy for that. This whole situation is really not humorous. I don't know why somebody made a comic out of it. Maybe it's one of those, like, I don't know what kind of comic that is. It's not funny. But tendentious humor is when the incongruity is of the script. Maybe at this point people see other people in certain roles and their script is what is expected from them. And in this case, it's sort of obvious. Girls don't like violence, and oh, haha, she's violent. And I don't know what's the joke here. I guess that there's something about people who they actually, there is some humor when you get into what am I even talking about here? I know exactly what I'm trying to say, but it's like hard to say it. I guess maybe I'm just nervous because there's such a big crowd in front of me. No, there's not. There's nobody here. Thank goodness, too. That would be awful. Having to cook with other people around. I'm not really cooking yet. So I guess it's cooking when there's heat involved. No, and it still can cook without heat. There's different kinds of cooking. Okay, Mr. Chef here is really good at cooking now. Wow, that's so long. So most of the cookies are gone already, and I am sad because no, I'm not sad. All right,